VRF webinars. Today, we'll be doing a walkthrough for the commissioning cycle. It's a question that we get requested a lot, and I really hope you get to enjoy the video that we have for today. Sorry, here I have some audio and some things going on all at the same time, so hopefully we can get this going very quick. A few things in the chat. You can type in your question, any questions, any concerns, any particular requests that you have. You can put it in the chat so that I can send you information later on. There is an email there. My email account is there, so you can also send me an email if you have any particular questions or any particular comments regarding the video that we'll be presenting today. My name is Jonathan Miranda. For those that don't know me, I'll be holding not only this session, but also I'll be doing another one in the next few days. So I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel for when we have the next one, which will most likely be in about 3 weeks or so. And I'll be doing a presentation on the controllers. So subscribe, click on the bell so that you get a notification next time. Today, I'll be doing a walkthrough my own VRF system that I have installed in my house. So I have a video that I have prepared for you, so hopefully you get to enjoy it, and then I'll be answering questions at the end of the presentation. So sit tight and watch this presentation. Just give it a second here. Hey, welcome to another webinar for Linux VRF. In this session, I'll be doing a live training or a live show for doing the commissioning using the buttons on the condensing unit. Remember, we have 3 different methods to do commissioning. Method number 1 is using the buttons on the condensing unit. Method number 2 is using the commissioning software. And method number 3 is using the portable commissioning tool, which is a small controller that you plug into the unit and you do everything from a small controller. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do the commissioning using the buttons on the condensing unit. So let me give you a little tour to my house so I can show you the controllers and where the units are installed. Let's go. Okay, so this is unit number 1. It's installed in the living room. This is a fan coil, a ducted fan coil, that distributes the air to the main living room, the kitchen, and the playroom area for the kids. This is the controller that comes with the fan coils that's included in the box. It's the 15B19. It's a standard controller, and it has an easy access from almost all the hallways in the house, so that we can easily turn on and off or change the temperature according to what's happening during the day. Now let me show you the other unit that is installed in the master bedroom. Let's go. This is unit number 2. It's installed in the master bedroom. It's also a ducted fan coil. The ductwork goes to the main master room, also a closet, and a small one to the bathroom. This is the new controller that we launched a few months ago. It's the 19B24. It's a wired programmable controller. And from here I have access again to everything that's happening in the room. So one of the cool features about this controller is that from here we can view different parameters of the whole system, including operation in the condensing unit, such as compressor frequency, the reading of the temperatures on the sensors, the operation of the motors, and opening of the expansion valves, and on and on and on. We can do the same with the 15B19. The difference is that on the 15B19, on the other one, it's a code that you have to go to the engineering handbook and see what the code means. On this one, it was updated, and the feature about this one is that it has some text, that it gives you an idea of what's going on. In any way, I always recommend go to the engineering handbook, read the text, read the code to get more information of what's happening. So this is a control that we recommend, and we may be having some news for you in the coming weeks. Now let's go and take a look at the third unit that is on the second floor. This is unit number 3. It's on the second floor, and it has dock for the kids' room and also for my home office. And on this unit, I have 2 controllers, the one for this room and the one in the home office. The reason for the 2 controllers is that depending on where I am or my wife is, then we can access the control easily from the same room without having to walk to the other room and change the settings. This is also the standard wire controller 15B19 that is included in the box with the fan coil units. Now let's go outside and do the commissioning on the condensing unit. Okay, so this is the condensing unit. It's a 5-ton VRF heat pump, and it's a VEP 060. And let's do the commissioning on this unit. Something very important to keep in mind. On the back of this panel, we have different stickers, different labels that I want you to keep in mind. At the top is the steps for the commissioning cycle. It walks you step by step on how to perform the commissioning cycle. On the second sticker is actually a table for error codes. And notice it has indoor unit, outdoor unit codes, and also when you're doing a commissioning cycle, and also status codes. At the bottom, we have the wiring diagram that I always recommend to take a picture of, although you can find this on the engineering handbook, but it's always nice to keep it handy. And at the very bottom, it's a description of different LEDs and different settings that we can do from the condensing unit using the buttons on the condensing unit. So keep this in mind, that we have a lot of information on the back of this panel. So now let's do the commissioning. Because this unit has been installed in my house already for a while, then we see 00 AC off. But we're gonna reset the system to be able to do the commissioning. In this case, let me do that now so we can proceed to do the commissioning in this example. When you power up the system for the first time, this is what you're supposed to see on the LEDs. 00 AC AO. AO means that the system hasn't been commissioned, so now it's time to start the commissioning cycle. Something very important to keep in mind, this AO, you're supposed to see it also on the LEDs of the evaporators, as well as on the LEDs or the display on the controllers. Why? Because this AO, we want to see it in every unit so that we know that the whole system is ready to be commissioned. If this AO is missing from any of the units, you have to go and check what's going on. You have to fix this AO so that you can proceed to the commissioning cycle. So go back inside and check the units. Walking you through the board, you can see that right here at the bottom of the board we have the dip switches. Then we also have SA1, which is a dip switch for capacity. This one has a silicone glue on it. Do not touch it, do not remove it, leave it alone so we can get ready to work on the unit. SW1 through SWA are the buttons on the main board. We have LEDs, LED1, LED2, and LED3 that are showing us the display, and a jumper cap right next to it. Make sure that this jumper is installed on the board. If it's a brand new unit, you're gonna see there, you won't be able to miss it, but in case you're working on a new board or a replacement board actually, then make sure that the jumper is there. It could have been that the previous technician removed it, didn't know what to do with it, so make sure that the jumper is there. To start the commissioning cycle, we have to press SW7 for 5 seconds. You can see that it says SW7. If you can, then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then press SW7 for 5 seconds. You'll see how the display will change automatically. So Let's give it a try now. Press SW7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and let go. Step 1 is checking for a master outdoor unit. Step 2 is auto-addressing IDs for the evaporators. It's automatic, it will take about a minute or so, and it will also assign a master indoor unit for operation of the whole system. Step 3 is identifying quantity of condensing units. In this case, because it's just one, it will automatically jump to the next step. Step 4 is asking to confirm the quantity of evaporators. As I showed you before, I have 3 units in my house, so 3 is correct. So what I do is I go and press SW7 to confirm the quantity of evaporators, and I just wait, I just give it a second until it accepts the command. So it takes about 2 seconds to move up to step 5, and on step 5 is doing an internal check on the condensing unit, especially on the diversity of the system. So just give it a second. And on step 6 is going to do a sensor check for the condensing unit. It's also an automatic check. Just give it a second, give it about a minute actually to do the check by itself. Step 7 is an internal check for the sensors on the evaporators. Also give it about a minute or so. Then it comes the step 8, which is the 8-hour preheating cycle for the compressor. I always recommend to wait the 8 hours. Do not try to force it. Do not try to skip it. Just give it 8 hours for the system to do its job, which is to extract any oil that could have mixed, or actually any refrigerant that could have mixed with the oil. So 8 hours. Guys, just wait 8 hours until the system do its thing, and then we're ready to go. Because this system has been commissioned before, then I'm able to press confirm SW7 to move up to the next step. But in your case, if it's a brand new unit, just wait the 8 hours, and then the system will automatically jump to a step 9. Step 9 is a quick refrigerant charge check, and then it will jump into step 10. On step 10, the system is checking that the valves are fully open. You will hear the compressor kick on, as well as the fan motors, and the system will run for a few minutes. Make sure that you open the valves before you start the commissioning cycle. Otherwise, you're going to have an issue here. So do that before you start the commissioning, and then when you get to step 10, just let the system run. It will take again about 5 minutes or so, and then you will see that the system will jump automatically to a step 12. On step 12, the system is asking us to confirm that we're ready for the startup cycle. So in this step, we're going to go ahead and press SW7 to confirm. We're going to press it once, and then we'll see how it jumped automatically to step 15. Step 15 is the full startup cycle. On this step, the system will run at full speed and at all the possible combinations of configurations that we have in the system. So on a mini VRF, it will take about 40 minutes, and on a 3-phase cycle, it will take about an hour. So at this moment, all you have to do is wait, let the system run, and keep an eye on the LEDs and the display of the evaporators. When the commissioning cycle is finished, you will see on the LEDs 00 AC off. This means that the system has finished, and now the system is off. So it's time for us to go inside and turn on all the evaporators. So once you're done, just close the condensing unit, and then you go back inside to check all the evaporators. So let's see what we have inside of the house. Once we finish doing the commissioning, now it's time to take a look at the controllers. As you can see, right now we see just the controller is turned off. It's showing 61 Fahrenheit as the setting temperature. So let's turn them on. We finished the commissioning. It was pretty simple, right? As you could see, it was only pressing a button on the main board, and now everything just runs smoothly. Everything starts when we do everything right from the beginning on the selection software. So don't forget, always go back to the selection software, do your selection, and go by the selection software report. Once you have everything ready, all you can do is finish installation, press a button, and you're ready to go. The system will run just smoothly. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm actually active in the chat. If you like, just go there and ask a question. You can also reach me by email. We will also be creating a Facebook group, and there you're gonna be able to join the community of technicians, consultants, engineers, everyone that's interested on VRF, on Linux VRF. That way we can create a community and ask questions and continue learning about Linux VRF. So I hope to see you there. I will see you the next time. Bye. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I know we're having some delays because of the software, the encoder that I'm using has a little delay, but that's okay. I've been typing in some information in the chat. I talked about the whole commissioning cycle. If you go through the steps, it's actually 11 steps, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, although you do get to step 15. Some of the steps along the way, they're skipped, especially 11 and 12. Actually, step 11 is skipped, and then 13 and 14 are also skipped. So you will easily get to step 15 as you go through the commissioning cycle. You heard me mention at the end of the video that commissioning starts the first day when you do the commissioning on the selection software. So my recommendation, you want to have a smooth commissioning cycle, a smooth starting up a system. You have to do everything right from the beginning, and that means start from the selection software. Any change that happens along the way, anything that you have to change because in the field, once you get to the job site, then you find walls, or you find, I don't know, studs or whatever the case might be, and you have to make changes, even if it's just a bend. I suggest to go back to the selection software, make the change, make the adjustment, and the software will give you a report approving, or in a sense availing that what you're gonna do is gonna be a good selection. So do that all the time. Any questions, you can always send me an email. You can always reach me either by WhatsApp or by telephone, like a phone call, and I'll be able to assist you. Another thing is that I like to mention is that when you send me information for me to look at, when you send me from the field, send me a video. Nowadays it's very easy to send a video through WhatsApp so that I can actually see the codes, I can actually see what's blinking, what's happening, so that way I can better give you information on anything that's happening in the system. So let me take a look at the chat. I see Sherwin saying great stuff. Thank you. I hope you learned something new today. I've been doing commissioning. I mean, I've done several commissioning startups in the past 5 years already, and so far I can mention the major issues has been communication signal. That's because technicians tend to mix the different terminals during the installation. I did a previous presentation on installation. You can check it out on the YouTube videos. I will do another one again in the next few weeks so that we can go over communication signal. But if you do the right communication wiring, then obviously you're not gonna have any issues. A good thing about our systems is that you only need 2 conductors on the cable. You don't need a neutral. You don't need shielded wire. My suggestion is 16 gauge stranded so that you run very good communication signal through the whole system. Do not forget the little resistor at the end of the loop so that we get feedback from all the units into the main board and the condensing unit. Any questions? What's the WhatsApp number? I'm gonna ask you, Rohan, send me an email and I'll send you my number by email. My email is, I sent it before in the chat. It's also in the video. send me an email. It's my cell phone number as well, but send me an email. I'll send you my number through email. And any questions, any particular questions that you guys have, or any suggestions for future videos, anything that you have come across the in the field when doing installation, send us that information. You can put it in the chat. You can send me an email, and then that way we can work on the next one, especially for what's coming across in your project. So if there is no questions, then I guess this is it for today. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell so that you get notified on the next video. I'll be doing another one in about 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes. That's going to be in Spanish, but in any case, click subscribe, click on the bell, and on the next English version we'll do, that way you get notified on the next one. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If there is no questions, then I'm just going to call it a day, and thanks for being with us. Thanks for joining us, and again, share this with your technicians, share this with your customers, and show them how easy it is to do a commissioning and a startup on our system. So have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.